What is up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to TLEV Horror for a new breed of horror fans. My name is Mr. E, and today we're going to be talking about something very, very interesting, and that is the talk of a Halloween Horror Nights movie. Now, how this idea came about was during an interview that Jason Blum did, and the question was asked if they would ever work on a Halloween Horror Nights video. Here's the clip right here.
Speaking of Halloween Horror Nights, is that concept suitable for a blumhouse movie in the future?
Yes, definitely. We've actually talked about it. We haven't quite figured it out, but there's definitely a movie in Halloween Horror Nights somewhere.
Yeah, so pretty interesting stuff. You know, he's talking about actually doing one, which is something very interesting, I think. You know, we talked a little bit about this on the Pick Your Brain podcast, episode 1, how Josue said that he's surprised that this has yet to happen. So this could be a really, like, an actual future thing. So on Instagram, I asked you guys what were your thoughts of this movie coming around, and you guys have some really interesting thoughts about this. And I want to go through them and depict each one and go in detail with them. A lot of you really responded, and you guys have some really great ideas for this movie, what you think it'll be about. So I'm going to go through some of them. Let's just figure this out together, because I think the idea of, you know, coming from the fans of what they want to see in the movie is pretty good for studios. You know, if they could base their movie off of what fans want, that would be really cool. So let's get into it. So the first one is could be interesting. I would like to see what direction they would take it. Would it be like Hellfest? Now, a lot of you are mentioning that we already have a movie like this called Hellfest. Yes, I agree. You know, the premise of Hellfest is this celebration in Halloween, where these people all go to an amusement park with haunted houses, horror night mazes kind of ideas, but yet they actually get killed in them. So yes, there is a concept out there already, you know, and I think it'd be cheap if Blumhouse goes that way, just basically recreating Hellfest. That would suck. But you know, the other ideas of like a documentary, which I'll touch on, you know, I'll touch on in this video. A documentary or anthology, I think, is a better option. Hellfest, it was a good movie. Well, yeah, it was an okay movie. I think, you know, the whole idea, the whole concept is very strong. But yeah, like I said, Blumhouse, if you're gonna go with that concept, be careful, because it could just be like a copy and paste of that. So MJ said, like a documentary style, ? That is a good question. Will it be like a documentary? I think, you know, this could be a cool documentary. Blumhouse is not known for doing a lot of documentaries. I can't really think of one on the top of my head right now. But yeah, a documentary like for Horror Nights could be good for fans and to get newer fans to come in. You know, there was that whole documentary about home haunts that released on Amazon and other platforms that really just showed you how home haunts are created, how extreme haunts are created. They didn't really talk about Halloween Horror Nights or amusement parks like Not Scary Farm. So this movie could do that instead. You know, have little talking heads with John Murdy, Chris Williams. Maybe we even spread it out a little bit, go to other events. John Cook will be there. Maybe they have fans to talk to. You know, they call up scare actors for this movie to talk about what they go through. They show them what they go through every day. The people who put makeup on, the people who design the inside of the maze, you know. I know Chris Williams is a big front person for the design team, but you know, we want to see how it is to work for him. You know, putting in like, I remember when we went for a behind the scenes, we saw the lady who would put the bushes in for Frankenstein Meets Wolfman, you know. Ask her how it is and all this whole job, how it takes place. You know, Jason Blum has been working with John Murdy for the longest time now, bringing in mazes. You know, we had the Horrors of Blumhouse 2 years, not 2 years in a row, but we had 2 years of Horrors of Blumhouse. So we know that they've worked together before. And, you know, this movie just seems more realistic every time. Yeah, it'd be very interesting. So, Tyler P says, Blumhouse is a hit or miss, and I'm scared that this will be a big miss. Interesting. So, I get the idea. Blumhouse has had a few movies that have just not really been great. One of the movies I don't like is Unfriended. I don't like the whole concept of it. Yeah, that's like one of them. But they've had really good hits, especially recently with Invisible Man. That movie is really good. Got the scares, got the thrill, the intensity is very high up. It's not just cheap scares that we've seen a lot from Blumhouse. These are really good scares. So yeah, I see where Tyler, I see where you're coming from. This could be a hit or miss. I really think this movie would do its best if it truly represent what the fans think this event's all about. You got to go through time with this. You can't just talk about the upcoming year of HHN. You got to look back when the fans were not happy with HHN 2017 or having the purge for a few years in a row. Fans were not happy about that. Talk about those things. Don't just focus on the positive parts, but talk about the negative parts. The black walls. Fans hate when there's a lot of black walls. Talk about that kind of stuff in this movie. This is a way of representing this event, showing that yes, there are always hits, but there's also misses. You need to represent this event like how it is for fans all across the world. So like Killa Stay Killa says, interviews with fans, crews, creatives, and giving a brief history of HHN. I think that would be perfect. Making a documentary out of this event is not a bad idea. This could be really good. A documentary is, I honestly see making a documentary out of this event is much better than making, a action-packed movie or a scary movie out of this. Guerra_305 says, I would definitely love to watch it. I can see it kind of like a Scary Stories or Goosebumps, but HHN. So I see what you mean. So we talked about that on the podcast a little bit. What if this was like an anthology movie? We follow 3 different characters, 3 different storylines that kind of coincide with each other. I love that idea. We've seen it with Trick or Treat. It's really well done with Trick or Treat. Blumhouse could do that. I think that is one of the best options because what they could do is use some of the iconic Horror Nights characters to support these stories, basically. We can connect both events. We can have Jack the Clown. We could have Hollywood Harry. I know that's the one for Hollywood. Jack the Clown for HHN Orlando. The director I know is one of them out in Orlando. Orlando's got all these iconic characters that really could fit in well with this whole concept of a movie. So I understand where you can use these icons for this movie, an anthology story with these icons behind it. That would be really cool. AdamBomb_6 says, I feel that the villain in this movie should be named the Black Wall. Okay, so I see. Yeah, I see this whole idea of, we hate the black walls. Maybe like a little Easter egg you put in there. There's the black walls that everyone hates. That's pretty funny. Black walls are a major problem with Horror Nights, so if this would be going the documentary route, like I said, talk about how we all hate the black walls and get fans or members or Murdy saying, we get it, people don't like these black walls, or we don't like these black walls. Black walls are a big problem with HHN, and hopefully in this movie that's represented. And there you have it. That's the video. It's a pretty short video. I just wanted to, really briefly talk about this movie since it's just a little idea, and I wanted to get your guys' idea about this. Since this is truly a fan-built channel, that we want you guys to give us your ideas so you can see where everyone's coming from. So if you like this video, make sure to hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. We have social media. It is TLEV Media all across the board. Our own social medias are in the description down below. And with that being said, my name is Mr. E, and always remember, horror fans do it best. Later, guys.